Hello, MAB Elementary. This is Mr. T for Mental Math Snakes Group. So I hope you snakes are ready. Hope you've got your clipboard with your paper. You got something to write with. And most importantly, that you brought your brains, and your brains are tuned in that math part of your brain so we can make it stronger. So we can do some mental math thinking here. Remember the procedure. I'll read the problem. You record the numbers. Freeze or pause your video and then solve the problem. At the same time, Mr. T is going to be solving the problem on his whiteboard. Then when you come back on and restart the video, you'll see Mr. T's solution. You can compare it to your solution. If you got it right, you give yourself a check. If you got it wrong, figure out, and this is really important because this is where you learn. When you make a mistake, figure out why you got it wrong and what you would have done to get it right. All right? So let's go. Snakes and mental math. The classroom ordered 28 boxes of pencils, and each box contains 8 pencils. How many pencils does the class get in all? Pause your video. So, 28 boxes, and each box has 8 pencils in it. So if I got 28 and each one is 8, I need to take 28 8 times, don't I? It's multiplication. Remind you the parts of the multiplication problem. This number on top here is the multiplican. It's the number we're going to take a certain number of times, and the number of times we're going to take it is the multiplier. And we have our equal sign. Now, excuse me, hay fever time here in Virginia. Excuse me. So, we have our multiplican and we have our multiplier. Now, we're going to be using and challenging you guys on your math facts now, and whether or not you've mastered your multiplication facts. If you haven't, that's understandable, and we're going to work on it, and you might want to use your finger chart to complete these problems in multiplication. 8 units taken 8 times, 8 unit times is 64 units. 4 in the unit place, 60 is 6 tens. That's your notation. 2 tens taken 8 unit times is 16 tens, and 6 is 22 tens. 2 in the 10 place, 20 tens is exchanged for 200s. So the class is going to get 224 pencils. Remember, always a word in the answer to your story problems. Hope you got it right. If you did, give yourself a check. If you didn't, figure out why. There are 17 invertebrates to research. If each one needs 2 pages of paper to complete the research report, how many pages will you need? Freeze your video. So, 17 invertebrates we're going to do research on. Must be a zoology class, huh? 17 invertebrates. And each one to do Who Am I is going to take 2 pages. So our multiplican is going to be 17, and we need to take, for each one of those 17, it's going to take 2 pages. And our equals line is going to give us the product of the multiplican taken how many times the multiplier tells us to take it. We'll get a product. 7 times 2 units, 7 units times 2 units is 14 units. 4 in the unit place, 10 units. 10 units is 110, as my notation. 110 taken 2 unit times is 2 units, and 1 is 3. So I'm going to need 34 pages of paper. Check your work. Next problem. Franklin School has 341 students. Jefferson School has 4 times as many students. How many students does Jefferson School have? Freeze your video. So we know there's 341 students in Franklin, and we know that Jefferson has 4 times as many. Oh, this is easy. They told you the story problem, right? It just told you how many times we have to take it, didn't it? So they told you the multiplier is going to be 4. 4 times the number in the Franklin school. And that's our equals line so we can get our product. 1 unit taken 4 unit times, 4 units. 4 tens taken 4 unit times is 16 tens, means 6 in the tens place, and those 10 tens has to be exchanged for 100, and there's your notation. 3 hundreds taken 4 unit times, it's going to be 12 hundredths, and that 100 is already there, it's going to be 13 hundredths. That means 3 in the 100 place. And what do you do with 10 hundredths? What do you do with 10 of any place value? You have to exchange it for the next highest place value, which is going to be 1 unit in thousands. And you remember that in Infinity Street, we have to put that mailbox when we say the name of the family. So this is 1,364, and it's students. Check your work. We watched a squirrel gather nuts for the winter. If he gathered 15 nuts a day, how many nuts will the squirrel have gathered in 5 days? Freeze your video. So this hard-working squirrel is gathering 15 nuts a day. And he's picking up 5 nuts, and he's gonna work, we're gonna watch him for 5 days. He's picking up 15 nuts a day, and we're gonna watch him for 5 days, okay? I didn't tell you to freeze your video, but you should freeze it. 15 nuts a day, 5 days. It's a multiplication problem. We're gonna get a product. 5 units taken 5 unit times is 25. 20 units is 2 tens. 5 units times 1 10 is 5 tens, and 2 tens is 7 tens. So our industrious squirrel is going to gather and bury 75 nuts. Check your work. One last one here for you snakes on mental math. Hope your brains are working hard. I can kind of feel them pulsing out there, all right? Let's push them one more time. If a farmer picks 35 apples in each of 8 baskets, how many apples did his little orchard produce? Freeze your video. 35 apples and 8 baskets. He loaded up 35 apples in each basket, pretty big basket, and he picked 8 baskets. So we have to multiply the 35 apples in each basket times the number of apples. So our multiplicand is 35, our multiplier is 8, and we do the math. 8 units times 5 units is 40 units. 0 in the unit place. 40 units is 4 tens. 8 times 3 is 20. 8 times 3 is 24 tens, and 4 I already had is 28 tens. So that's 8 in the tens place, and 20 tens, guys, has to be exchanged for 200s. So he's got 280 apples from his days picking the orchards. I hope you've enjoyed Mental Math today with Mr. T, Snakes. We'll see you again next week, and every week I'm going to make it a little bit more challenging so that we work your brain and we make it stronger. See you later, alligator.